everyone, my name is Angela, and today we are here with Simon Jung. Simon is a senior program manager at the ASX top 10 listed company here in Sydney. Prior to this role, Simon was a director at Deloitte Consulting based in Melbourne. He's a qualified CA and an experienced director helping CFOs and finance leaders to transform their finance function to be more efficient, effective, and insightful. Simon also has various career mentoring experiences, such as acting as a career mentor at the University of Melbourne and Korean Consulate General of Melbourne, and also his role as a career coach in his profession. So hi, Simon, how are you?
Hey Angela, good to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for coming. So could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Simon Jung. I'm 37 years old here in Sydney, Australia. Married, have two lovely kids. Currently program manager helping with a finance transformation for an ASX top 10 listed company. And before that in management consulting at Deloitte, I specialized in finance transformation. So that was sort of my in a nutshell. And then before I started at Deloitte, studied commerce and science at the University of Melbourne with majors in accounting, finance, and mathematics. So very numbers-driven person.
Could you please give us a brief overview of what you do day to day at your current job?
So I'm a program manager. I help to manage an element of the finance transformation program, which is all about how do we transform the finance function to the future. Obviously, there is a lot that is involved to make sure that we're doing things on time, making sure engaging with the right stakeholders and just managing all the different dependencies between all the different things that are going on. So I sort of help to make it happen.
Cool. So what do you like about your current role? Why do you do what you do?
I really enjoy making an impact. And through my time at Deloitte, I was able to make an impact in different ways for different companies and different clients. Having gained all of that experience and working with great people at Deloitte, I can now apply that to the company that I'm working at the moment. So being able to make an impact and being able to make change happen, I think is a good thing.
So you've been in the management consulting and finance transformation industry. Could you tell us a little bit more about how your industry has changed?
Yeah, absolutely. Like everything else, digital technologies have played a massive change in the way that people think about finance functions. So as a, finance transformation consultant, it was all about how do we use these technologies to help us with what we do better. And in a lot of cases, how do we sort of take it to the next level? So digital technologies have definitely made a big impact in the industry, especially with how companies are thinking about how to transform and what to transform to. More broadly in the consulting market, just lots of startups, lots of different models out there, like Expert 360 has sort of shaken up the consulting market a fair bit. So it is a moving market where people are starting to branch off and have their own startups.
So what do you think is the most important skill and attitude in your profession?
I think just given how quickly things have changed, and if I think about the type of work that I did when I was a graduate versus towards the latter end of my time at Deloitte, the nature of the work was totally different because we were thinking about different things, thinking about different solutions. But I guess the key skill that maintained throughout the last 10 years has been problem-solving ability, being able to take a problem, think about it, bring in the right people, putting a structure around that, and then working out how to get from A to B in a way that can be achieved. So I'd say sort of that problem-solving skill has been key. And then also just the soft skills, like, just given this digital age, given the type of work that we're doing these days and the nature of work that we're doing these days, I think communication skills is more important than ever. Being able to communicate is so critical, not only with being able to help make decisions, but help with your thinking as well. So definitely the communication skills, I think, has been key.
Yeah, I think that links to the next question. So what kind of people do you enjoy interacting with in your profession?
I really like interacting with people from different backgrounds. I just find it fascinating sort of meeting new people, understanding sort of what their backgrounds are, what their career journey's been like. And having worked at a place like Deloitte, I've been able to have a wide variety of experiences across different companies, different people, which I really enjoyed. So I really enjoy interacting with a wide range of people. And naturally, when you do get exposed to different types of people, you just naturally connect with some a lot stronger than others. But having said that, I always enjoy meeting sort of new people.
So back when you started your career, what do you wish you'd known?
Yeah, that's a great question. Three key things that stick out in mind for me. Number one, not to give up too much of yourself for work. I know it's always exciting to get into a role and you're keen and you're energized, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't sacrifice a lot of your personal things for work. I found when early on in my Deloitte career, I gave up so much of my personal things. I cancelled holiday. I still remember being late to my own birthday dinner
Oh,
because I was doing work. And, years on, those are the things that I still remember and have regrets about because I don't remember what I was working on. I don't really remember the deliverable or the client, but I do remember being late to my own sort of birthday. So I'd say don't let work take over. It's important to keep that work-life balance, especially in this day and age when your mindset and your mental well-being is so important. The second one is to, I guess, try to see the bigger picture. And what I mean by that is, early on in your career, you really don't know what your aspiration is. So you're not sure what types of choices to make in terms from a career perspective and what people to network with. But as you network with people, as you get to understand and meet different people and understand their career paths, I think it helps you to kind of see your bigger picture a bit more clearly. So I wish someone had told me to sort of speak to more people and sit down with people more for coffee and understand their career paths, because I think it would have helped me to understand my bigger picture a lot quicker.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, because you don't know what you don't know when you first enter the
Yeah.
workforce, but once you understand the journey that people have been on, it'll help you to form sort of what journey you want to take, and you really want to be aspirational. And one saying that I've always really liked is, reach for the stars and you might hit the mountains, because you really want to aspire to something so great that by doing that, you get the best out of yourself, I believe. The third one is invest in your passions. Early on in my career, I was eager. I was wanting to, get involved in everything, and just it became exhausting. After sort of my second or third year of professional life, I had to prioritize and really think about what I wanted to invest in. And if you start investing your efforts into things that you're passionate about, that's when they become no regrets moves. That's when you know that you're investing your energy into something that you are passionate about. And no matter what that experience is, it'll build onto that. So yeah, for me, it was, my passions are around people, which is why I really enjoy being involved in mentoring programs. I love seeing people succeed and grow and become sort of their best version of themselves or find their way in their career. And I'm also passionate about numbers, just given my background in study. Early on, I was very good at Excel modeling and almost became the Excel modeling person. But I know that you don't make a career in Excel modeling. You don't become a partner of Excel modeling. You don't become the chief Excel officer of any company. But what I've done is, as technology has grown and as things have evolved, I've invested in data visualization skills, being able to use different tools, understanding what technologies are out there that helps to work and automate data. So that's become sort of my side passion, which I've invested in.
Interesting. Wow. So you were a director and also you're a manager now. What do you wish you had known before taking your first management role?
I think I've always been a people person. And even as a manager, I've always invested in people. I've always had a people first attitude towards things. One of the things that I was able to do as a manager was to, step into the shoes of my teammate, try to understand why they think the way they think, or try to step in their shoes and see things from their perspective. And when I was able to do that, that's when I usually get the best outcomes or give the best advice or create the best connections with them, because I'm able to step in their shoes. Since I've been always a people person, I sort of naturally had done that. But having been that manager on lots of projects, having been that career coach role for a lot of people, I still really value that element, that invest in the people and try to see things from their perspective.
So how do you show others that you believe in them?
One thing that I do like to do is that I do like to share my experience as well. Usually if I'm working with someone sort of at a consultant or a senior consultant level or even a manager level, I try to think back to when I was at that level and what were the things that I was thinking about or worried about or concerned about, and tried to share my experience in that way. And sometimes, share some experience which didn't end well for me and try to pass on those lessons learned to sort of the next generation.
If you didn't choose the field you're in now, where would you be?
It's a good question. question. Back in university, I was one of those weird students, and I really liked accounting. I don't know, for some reason, it just clicked for me. I loved accounting, and I really thought I'd become an auditor. Like, I thought I was destined to become an auditor. I was all about Big Four, here we come. And I was like, I'm going to do audit. I'm going to be awesome at it. And that was sort of me as a university student. I think through vacation work, I did one in consulting and I did one in audit. And from that experience, from that work experience, I sort of chose a consulting path because I have more challenging. It seems like there's more variety and it would sort of stretch me. Definitely have no regrets about going down that path. So if I wasn't in consulting, I probably would have been an auditor.
So now the next question. What makes you feel happy or feel alive?
What makes me feel alive? So a few things make me feel alive. Number one is achieving goals. When I set out to achieve a goal and when I get there, there's all that sense of accomplishment. Yes, I did it. Like it's a great feeling. Second thing is just being able to see others grow and succeed. So whether it's them achieving a goal, whether it's them getting a promotion, like, being able to help people to do that, it energizes me and it makes me happy to see when other people succeed.
Do you have a motto that you live by?
Got a few mottos. So probably one is step into the shoes of your teammates. Try to see things from their view and from their perspective. Another one is just about investing in people. As a leader or a manager, when you invest in people, that's when, you'll get the best outcomes. So rather than driving people towards an outcome, I think if you invest in the people, getting that outcome will happen as a result of that. I'm a really big fan of Simon Sinek.
Oh, yeah.
You may have seen some of his videos on YouTube. If you haven't, they're awesome. I recommend everyone to check him out. And he's got a quote about leadership, which I really like. And it goes like this: leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. So it's not about saying, everyone, we need to do this and achieve that goal. It's all about taking care of people in your charge to reach a goal.
Your mottos are like all about people. Do you have one for like yourself?
For myself, I think I've always been clear on my bigger picture. So, 5 or 6 years into my career, my bigger picture that I was able to figure out was to one day become a CFO. That's sort of my North Star. That's my sort of ultimate goal is to become a CFO of a large company. So all the decisions that I make, whether it's career-wise or outside of work, if I think it'll help me to get me towards that goal, then I don't sort of have any regrets because I think it's the right decision no matter what. So that's why being able to figure that out helped me to sort of drive into a direction. That's sort of how I've made my career choices and career decisions. When I was in management consulting, I started off in strategy and operations, which was great experience because, you get involved in M&A type stuff, you do lots of analysis for supply chain, you do process efficiency stuff. Like I was involved in a wide variety of projects, but I found sort of midway through the journey, it's like I don't have a strong direction. I really enjoyed management consulting. I didn't know exactly what branch of management consulting I wanted to go down. But then I sort of remembered my passion from university in accounting, right? So I thought I still have that passion for accounting and I really enjoy management consulting. So, where the two paths intersected was sort of the finance consulting path. When I sort of figured that out, I was thinking, I think that's the right area of consulting to be in because that branch of consulting solves problem for CFOs. You work with CFOs. So if I'm thinking if I'm helping CFOs to solve problems that they have, then, one day that'll help to make me a good CFO. So that's sort of how I brought my passions together and haven't looked back since. Even with my CA studies, I didn't have to do it. I did it voluntarily because I knew that was a way of investing in myself because I knew at some point down the track, I'm going to need my CA qualification. And as I said, your career is a marathon. It's not a race. So
the next question, do you have a mentor yourself?
Yeah, so I do have a mentor from my former workplace at Deloitte, and I do have a mentor who was a former client that I got along really well with. They've been really important in helping me to think through my career decisions, and obviously they've come from a place of experience and they've gone down a path that I want to go down as well. So just getting them to provide feedback, getting them to provide advice as to different career options. I really valued that. So when I made my first move from Deloitte, I did have 3 offers and I was able to make that decision with their advice and feedback. And then also just to help put things in perspective, right? They've always helped me to be grounded. They've always encouraged me. But at times have told me things that I need to hear sometimes. So been really thankful and appreciative of their feedback and the time that they've invested into me. And, in turn, that's why I try to invest as much as I can into other people as well, because I'm thankful for the people that have invested into me.
So you've been a mentor in the past. What was that experience like?
Being a mentor, it is a privilege at the end of the day, because for my cases, I've been asked to be a mentor on a couple of times, and I sort of really felt I must have done something right if people are asking me to become a mentor. Like, it is a privilege at the end of the day. And if I can help people to succeed, help people to reach their goals, help people to do what they do, then, I can feel good about that and be happy that it helped to get them there. The thing about me is, if I think I can help, like, I'll put the energy in. And if I believe in it and if I'm passionate about it, then I'll invest that time and effort. It's like what Simon Sinek says: why do you do what you do, right? So it's all about the why.
Yeah.
And I do it because it's a fundamental cornerstone of my belief is to give and to love. So, I've been privileged to work at an awesome company and had great experiences. So my way of being thankful is to give to others, right? When people sort of see why I do what I do is because of my fundamental beliefs.
So what advice would you give to your younger self?
Yeah, probably the three things that I wish I knew when I was starting out is to not give up too much of myself for work. Because I can still remember those cancelled holidays, being late to my own birthday, being late to my friend's sort of wedding ceremony.
Oh my God.
Because of work, right? Which are my regrets, because I was so dedicated to work. I wish I hadn't missed those moments, because they've become regrets. Second thing is to try and see the bigger picture. Once you work that out, you know that you can make decisions with more confidence without second guessing yourself. And the third one is to invest in your passions. So for me, it's people, and that's why I've continued to do that. From a personal perspective, I've invested my capabilities in numbers. That's helped me in my current role, and it helped me in all my past roles as well. Third, so investing in my passions, even with working in Deloitte career, right? I've always been fascinated about the Korean culture, the Korean background. I had never worked or lived there before, and the fact that Deloitte helped to make it happen. It did mean that I took a step back in my career progression. It did take a bit longer for me to get promoted to the next level, but I have no regrets about that, because I really wanted to explore the Korean culture, the Korean way of working, and Deloitte made that happen, which was an amazing experience, great memories, and no regrets move.
Okay, last question. If you could describe yourself with an animal, what would it be?
If I could describe myself as an animal, what would it be? It's almost like a job interview question. Well, I've always liked dolphins.
Oh, they're really smart.
Yeah, no, they're very smart. They're very beautiful. They're very playful. And no one hates dolphins.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
that's, and I really,
Yeah.
I really enjoy sort of working with people. So, dolphins always travel in their little pods.
Yeah. Wow, interesting. Okay.
Good question.
Yeah.
Haven't been asked that one before. I'd say dolphin.
Yeah, that was a really great answer though. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining, Simon. Thank you.
No problems, Angela. My pleasure.